Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Mandy. I'm going to do a set of coasters with you today. Let me show you the colors. I'm going to do these 4-inch square ceramic tiles. The first color is Blue Black from Atelier Interactive. It's a heavy body paint. And next up is Carmine from Amsterdam. Then Azurite from Primary Elements. It's one of the newer sets. True Silver, PrizmPour, Ruby Red, Primary Elements, and Lovestruck from Primary Elements. I'm also using some Titanium White from Matisse and Interference Red from Colourarte. And I'll be using a white cell activator, which is Gram Titanium White. M Gram is the brand. So I did do a voiceover because coasters sometimes take a long time. So I wanted to show you the colors first, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I am using the Bloom recipe, and I am using similar colors to a failed Bloom that I did. I did vary the colors a little bit, so you might notice a similar color pattern as a recent video. So I really like the way these turn out. So thanks for hanging in with me. I figured I need to make some new coaster sets for my Etsy shop, so I might as well share them with you. It's a really fun way to play with color combos, and you get to try new things and see what layering them differently does. The video that I was referring to where I use similar colors is video number 295, if you want to know which one I'm referring to. So I'm using my eggshell in Glidden Essentials or Glidden Premium as my pillow, and that's the Atelier Blue Black. This is the Azurite, which is a primary element. It's one of the recent sets. That's Carmine from Amsterdam. Excuse me, and sorry about my voice. This is Titanium White from Matisse. This is Ruby Red, which is a primary element. It's a really beautiful color. Let me tell you which set those two are from. Ruby Red is from the Firefly set that's available through a limited time. That's True Silver. That's a PrizmPour color from Primary Elements. And Azurite is also in the Firefly set. And this is Lovestruck. Lovestruck is not in that one of those sets. It's a really beautiful red. Just a little bit of the Carmine on top. I'm going to put a little bit of the, excuse me, the Blue Black right underneath our cell activator. What looks like white that I put right before the Blue Black is Interference Red. It might look white, but it's just an interference color. Excuse me. So I am going to blow these out with my world's smallest blower, which is what I use on coasters. I don't really use it on much else than coasters. And I'm a little rusty on blowing my blooms out on small surfaces, so you'll see they don't all turn out perfectly, but all I'm doing is just trying to hit up a couple places where I didn't get a decent blowout. So sorry about my head being in the way. I really love M Gram acrylic paint for a cell activator for blooms. It's similar to Amsterdam, but it seems to hold its shape really nicely without getting those like blurry lines very easily. And all I'm doing there with the turkey baster is just breaking up the surface tension in the middle so that those cells that are trying to form can come through. Don't forget there are discount codes in the description box below. So for Colourarte, for example, you can save 20% off by using Mandy1120 for anything on the website. That Firefly set is available through the end of January, as well as the Winter Lights set. And I do have a video below where I previewed those colors for you guys. Really beautiful colors. And I really like the way these end up turning out. So hang with me for the rest of them. I always have one corner that's like naked, but it works. I used to obsess about that stuff, and now I don't quite do that anymore. All right, so just to give you kind of a close-up, I'm not going to do a close-up at the end because I had to go put them where they needed to dry, so I try to give you a little close-up of each one as I take them off the spinner. I really like the combo together. And I did have a couple of little measles coming through from my pillow paint, but I really think these are beautiful. And the sparkle in them is going to be really amazing after we resin them. Here comes the next one. All right, so here's our second one. We have the blue black and then Azurite, which is from the Firefly set, by the way. And this is Carmine from Amsterdam. Sorry about the autofocus issue. My camera was acting up this day. Hopefully it corrects in just a second. And that is Titanium White from Matisse. Ruby Red, also from the Firefly set. From Primary Elements, Colourarte. True Silver PrizmPour. I had to look up the order that I did these in because I forgot. Lovestruck, which is also a Primary Element color. There we go, finally back focus. Stupid autofocus. Pop in a couple bubbles. Obviously, I sped this up substantially to save you from being bored. A little bit more Carmine, a little bit of Interference Red, a little bit more Blue Black, and our white cell activator. Now, I noticed on a couple of these, I added more blue at the top, so I tried to add more blue on one other one and less blue on another to kind of balance it out. Because the first one I didn't add that much blue at the top. I know that that may only bother me, but those are the things that I notice when I sit them all next to each other. I'm like, this one has more than this, and this one is more this than that. So I have a hard time sometimes not making things too matchy-matchy or too symmetrical. So you can see I always seem to manage to mess up one corner. So I'm trying to fix it up where I can and spread out some lacing where I can. And then we'll spin her out and work on the next one. I really like these colors together. I think they're going to be really beautiful when they're resined. And they dried beautifully. So yeah. We'll spin her out. Not too shabby. Just trying to break up that middle just a little bit. So you can see this one has a little bit more of a blue dominance than the first one did. I think, if I remember correctly, I think I messed one of them up and had to pour over it too. I'm trying to remember. This one is one of my favorites from the set. I really think it turned out beautiful. Let me show you a little closer. Whoa. Beautiful, huh? Well, as you can see, everyone, I had some challenges with one of the coasters where the corner didn't blow out very well, and I was really trying to live with it, and then I couldn't. So I'm just pouring over it real quick. I had originally recorded that one to share with you guys, but for the sake of keeping this video short, I think that I will not. I have a tendency to mess up one corner every time for some reason. I'm not sure why, but that's Yeah, art's not perfect. Anyway, we have a lot of paint on this guy. So, I realize that I am not necessarily following the same order. Oops. So, right on top of our interference red is the blue black again, and we're going to bring our white cell activator. It looks like I'm creating a paint waterfall with all this paint I have on this tile. If I recall correctly, I really do like the way this one blew out a lot better. What's happening that causes that blowout problem, see, I almost had it again, and I did slightly mess this one up, but it wasn't quite as barren in that one corner as the other one. So I'm just trying to extend it where I didn't do perhaps a great job before I spin it out. But part of the problem that happens is you don't catch that cell activator quite right when you're going around the little circle, and it messes up, and if you don't act quickly, it starts to pull back together and you kind of lose your momentum. It's hard to describe, but anyway, that's what happens. But this one, even in spite of that funky little corner over there, ends up looking better, in my opinion, than what we poured over. So all I'm trying to do here is mask this part where I blew into the pillow a little bit too much, but most of it's going to spin off anyway. So you can see it's not a perfect corner, but we have a lot more symmetry as far as the cells and lacing spread out a lot more evenly on this one. So I end up being happy that I poured over the other one. I was kind of on the fence about it at first, but I think it turned out to be a wise choice. So just pop in a couple bubbles and I'll bring it in for you a little bit before we do the final one. This set is honestly a really pretty set of coasters. I really like the colors. All right, everyone, so here's our last one. I tried to speed it up a little for you. So we've got the pillow paint already on. This is the blue black, Azurite, or Azurite. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Popping some bubbles. Carmine from Amsterdam. That would be a cool cell activator if you were adventurous with red. Titanium white from Matisse. Ruby red from Colourarte, Primary Elements. Here comes a little true silver PrizmPour. Beautiful color. Up next is probably a little Lovestruck. Yeah, look at that. So let me know in the comments what you think of these colors. Do you like them together? I thought they were really beautiful. And I really liked using the blue black kind of on the bottom and on the top. I think I'm going to try that with a couple of other colors. I have some colors that are mixed up that are too glossy, and then I have some that are mixed up that are a little too thin. And that was interference red. So if I put them in the layers toward the bottom, they should still be okay. They're just not as good toward the top because of the cell activator. If it's too thin or too glossy, the cells don't hold their shape. So we're going to throw on our cell activator and hope for a good blowout for this little guy. And thanks for hanging out while we experiment. I figure since I've got to restock, I might as well do those with you guys and play around with some colors at the same time. You can see I kind of screwed up that blow, but I rescued it okay. So now we're just kind of breaking up the surface tension in the middle and extending some of the lacing. I find if you're trying to catch the very edge of the cell activator lacing, it's easier to do that with your breath than with the turkey baster. The turkey baster is good for the middle stuff, but it's too narrow and it's hard to control how much airflow comes out for the outer edges. So that's me. Not sure if that would be true for everyone. Obviously, I sped this up to save some time. Just covering my corners with the fallout on the spinner. And I really think these colors are beautiful together. So thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year to everyone. We do have a collaboration coming up with a bunch of artists on the 16th, I think. So more to come on that. Thank you again for watching. Have a great day.